30 episodes of Just Create SMP Season 2, and I think I am just getting started, as now we have a sign for our mall that should be unstealable, a dirt factory, a prismarine factory, a book factory, a mushroom factory, and we even have ourselves technically an amethyst factory, while it being super slow, is productive. And I've even gone as far as making a rare package farm. Yeah, the thing behind me just makes rare packages, which has allowed me to farm every rare package in the game, which would also allow me to now duplicate every rare package in the game. Now, over these 30 episodes, I've been doing just fine on just about everything. Power, resources, space, but now I've started to run out of that precious material that is, well, space. And technically more than just one type of space. One type of space, for example, is going to be stress. I am basically out of SU, and this is all coming from one central steam engine, which resides over here. And this bad boy has been keeping us going and providing power to all infrastructure thus far. But this is technically not the only sort of space that I'm running out of. Technically, in my main storage, yeah, things are quite full, specifically due to my tree farm that has been running. And I'm slowly starting to realize that, well, I still have limited space, even with this amount of vaults. Now, with three problems to solve being space, and more space, well, I think that I'm going to have to start expanding to the area you see behind me. But this land is not as flat as it seems when you're standing up high. This area is very hilly, goes up and down and all around, and we even have a building from Rofo over here that we also have to keep in mind when this whole area starts to become developed. But here's the difficult part that I want to try and solve. How does one go about clearing out a massive area of land like this and flattening it out, and also making it textured all at the same time? Oh, that's actually a problem that I should be pretty good at solving. And I think that is what we're going to do today. We are going to take the entirety of this land, and we're going to flatten it down, and we're going to make it look super industrial and super dead. Why dead, you may ask? Well, because industry doesn't really have a good track record of making things look beautiful, let's just say that. But now back to how I'm going to clear out the entire area. This is where things are going to get a little bit wild, and I've got to get really creative with this. First things first, I need to define the area that I am going to be clearing out, and I want to define that with some industrial iron blocks and kind of place those in the four corners. Then with the corner defined, I want to make sure that it is the highest point out of all of these areas that I see raised up. And so my Y level is setting at 125. I need to remember that number as I continue and work my way over to the next side. With all four corners sort of mapped out and I have my rough area sort of defined, now I get to figure out how am I going to clear this out. Now, doing this by hand would be an absolute mess. It would take forever, but I think that we have a much more efficient way of doing this. And that's by utilizing trains. And in this case, I'm just going to be using monorails, but you could really use any kind of track. And the plan here is to take advantage of the max curve that a monorail can do, or any track can do. For example, if you have a center point, if you go out 8 blocks, the outer 8 block, if you go ahead and place a rail and you do that on all sides away from the center block, well, you'll be able to get the max curve that a train track can take, or a monorail can take. With this knowledge, what we can do is we can create a track that loops and loops and loops and loops around all the way through the area, allowing us to create a train contraption that we can just drive through and just clear anything in its path. And then we can come back and backfill the whole thing by using our storages. And the cool part is, now that we know the distances, well, we should be able to easily configure this and just constantly repeat. So as of right now, we have a solid block, which I'm just using smooth stone, and then 7 blocks in between, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then another solid block. So I'm going to take industrial iron, and then we'll count off and just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. and then I'll place a smooth stone, and I'm going to continue repeating this pattern. With the extension laid out, I do want to make a copy of this because we are going to need something in between. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to fully reach when we go to connect all of our pieces. Now, I think this has to be one of the longest schematics I've ever made. Yeah, and then I'm just going to save this as a temporary schematic. Then I just need to lay this down and start to push this whole thing all the way over. But there we go. Now I have this whole thing set up, and our schematic cannon should be able to reach this, as I did place this in the center. And this is a really good use of the schematic cannon, so that way we can take a section like this, paste it here, and also over to the other side. So all I need to do, place this in. This is now ready to go. I have my backpack filled with some materials that is needed for this. Gunpowder in, and then just simply turn it on. And yeah, it looks like it is reaching all the way like it's supposed to. And this should definitely paste in very quickly. And beautiful, here comes the other side. Now I get to start laying in the monorails, and I'm going to be laying in the track like this, and then skipping a block, and then laying the track. And this is going to happen all the way around. All of this in, which is rather massive, the more of this I put in with this grid. I really want to start over here, so I want my start to be here, and then I want it to wrap around, and we want it to loop back and forth through the entire area. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the 8th block out here. What we need to do is connect these all in like so that way we generate these loops on the outer edge. And I'm going to have to go from here, and then this one is going to stretch, and then that means I got to go on this side. So this will mean that I can work on this whole side, and I can just skip this section. So this is going to be a loop, this section will be skipped, then this is going to be a loop, this section will be skipped, and so on and so forth. When doing this, I will say that like sometimes projects like these can be just incredibly overwhelming. Because you have to keep in mind that I kind of have the idea of what I want to go for, but at the end of the day, I don't 100% know what that vision is going to be fully rendered out. I've not pre-planned this or anything like that. I kind of have, here's my idea. I know I need a lot of land, and then I need to get this land cleared. And so this is how I'm managing to do the land clearing part. But like overall, this is a lot for just one person to just think about. This is a massive area I'm clearing out. And while there are a lot of mods that allow you to do this, we just simply have create. And so we have to make do with what we have. And I think this is potentially one of the best ways to handle a situation like this. Now, there is a reason why I am using these train tracks, and that's because I want to utilize a train, a monorail, and I want it to be sort of modular, so I can stop it, detach, I can essentially change all of the equipment that is on it, so that way we can come in here, not only clear it with a bunch of drills and saws and what have you, but we can also use rollers, and rollers will allow me to completely terraform what is on the ground. And that is just something that is not super easily done with a drill, with a regular like cart contraption that is. When all is said and done, this looks absolutely ridiculous. And even further than this, on the map, we can actually see the train track grid here, and it looks like I'm playing Snake. Now, after the radiator coil train track system is now in, it is time for me to start building the actual train component that is going to do all of the clearing. But I do need to know roughly how far down does this contraption need to go. So I'm thinking right about where this building actually is seems like a pretty good level. So Y level 96, which is very nice. With the height known, I can go ahead and place down my train track, which is going to allow me to assemble a train. And I'm just going to need train casings. Now, I do want to place this on the bottom, and I also want to make sure this is symmetrical. So we have this block here, 1, 2, 3, which means my other bogey I technically want here. And so I want to make sure that we keep everything symmetrical. And then also the thing that is doing all of the plowing and drilling, I also want that to be in the center of this as well. This will make sure whenever it takes corners that it does everything the way that I have it planned to follow the curve and make sure that everything stays the same size. So that's going to appear something like this. Technically, these are the blocks that it's going to be breaking, which is exactly center with this area. So technically the drills are like offset 1 block back, and I've got this layered all the way back to Y level 96. I also want to make sure the drills line up perfectly with these center dot sections here, and this is going to make sure that everything sort of lines up and we're able to clear everything as we go back and forth. Now, while I'm waiting for more drills to generate in the mall, we should definitely pop on over because Foxy invited us all over to check out his new pop mod.
Welcome to Pops.
Woo!
Woo! Hello and welcome to the Pop Introduction Facility. I'm sure you're all familiar with the Pops that Azu brought to the server. The cutest, most beautiful things that have
Neither
ever
am I.
existed. They're wonderful. You're not familiar with them? Have you not been
No.
to Trial Chamber?
No.
When did Lexi get here?
Okay.
Wait,
Right.
what?
Who's like what?
Who's Lexi?
Hang on. Let me go
Oh,
get a
okay.
spare pop.
Okay, my bad.
Wait,
Bye.
No, come back, come back.
This is, Azu brought these to the server. There's one for every member. They're
wow.
absolutely
Handsome little
beautiful
fella.
collectible things. But
Yeah.
because I like to take things out of their boxes rather than keeping them pristine and trying to sell them at a profit for a later date, I thought, wouldn't it be nice if you could just open them up and have a living creature
Oh my God.
live in your
Ooh.
world?
Sounds so chunky.
He's just running up.
He's a
I
little...
trained him so well.
For a demonstration purposes, we should probably take these inside. So if you'd like to follow me into the introduction facility,
I feel
Where
like this
I
is
see-
a trap.
Chosen has already been scrawling all over my
Oh
walls on
my.
my information posters.
Oh,
Sounds... Oh, yeah. My leg fell off
Yeah.
once. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I have 0 pops.
Oh no, actually, I think I stole the one that Silent tried to pick up. I
Oh,
seem
yeah.
to have
Oh,
one
there
of
you
mine.
go.
no,
Definitely
I have it.
taking a
No.
stam pop to torture this guy.
Okay, so if you would like to place your pops, when you unlock them, undo them with the shears, they become yours. You will be their owner. You're all wearing goggles. You'll need goggles to get a little overview of them when you look at them. And also, written books are also useful for getting a full breakdown of all of their information. Okay, Mr. Beerstone, he wants uppies. God,
His
you better pick him up
personality
with
is
carry on.
miserable.
Oh dear, he's gone. Oh. And he's a nervous
sounds about
social
right.
bias, which means he'll run away from people. It's going to be naturally cautious of people, that one.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, no,
Stan.
it looks pretty
This
close
is
to me.
Oh, Stan's
Adorable.
playful and friendly.
Mine has left
Oh,
the building.
He's gone.
He just lived.
He's gone straight out.
Like, I'm gone.
Where'd he go? Did we shut the gates?
don't
I did
know.
put gates on here.
Oh, he's hiding. He's hiding. He's hiding.
Oh, that's
He's
all right
over
then.
here.
He might be trying to run away from someone. if he
Personality,
doesn't like them.
playful, but he's
Normal.
indifferent.
Oh no,
Huh.
he's cool.
Here,
He's
playing
yeah,
the sand.
that's a good one. You got a good one.
He
Oh
jumps
Johnson.
my
up
goodness.
quite a lot.
Hey,
It's in my face. I got a stam in my face. Wonder what happens if you put him in the pool. All right. I hope you can swim.
Mine should
Nope.
sink
Back
in
in the
water.
pool. Back
What's
in the
going
pool.
Hey, get back in that.
Wait,
We do like
I'm-
Sims. Can we close off the side of the pool and they'll have
like
fun?
it Sims.
Yeah, like Sims.
They'll choose to go for a swim sometimes.
I think mine is indifferent. Playful
Stan?
personality.
There you go.
Yeah.
Silent
Stan, have
one
some
is
chocolate.
neutral.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, that,
Yeah,
Oh my
dang,
God.
right on me. Gross.
Yeah.
How do we get rid of this guy?
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Hey!
Chosen.
He's just
Whoa.
dead. Oh my God!
He threw up
So now
on
you
me.
need a nether star.
Wow.
You're supposed to be the adult in this situation.
Unbelievable.
My bad. Oh, he had a target
Yeah,
block
they're
on
stealing
him.
them from my item frames.
Oh,
So he's just dead now.
Can I put him in a
Yeah,
box?
that's it now.
Oh, I can put
You
him back in
can.
a box? Yeah.
You can
Good.
put the box down and look at it.
I'll never have to.
His eyes are closed. Look.
I put the
in the box.
box down and oh, that's perfect.
And
Still
he's,
dead.
he's
Oh.
still dead.
Well, you know what? It was never my problem to begin with.
Wow.
Sounds like a
Unbelievable.
Stam problem.
I mean, who would have thought that I'd be becoming a father again here on the Just Create SMP? Maybe not a good father, but a father nonetheless. And so, yeah, we can now share our little pops, and they all have their own personality traits, and we can pick them up and hold them and feed them and give them all kinds of different things. And this right here is adorable. And if you want to just package them up and pop them away, boop, you can just pick them up and put them right back inside of their container. Lovely. As much as I love all of the traits and stuff, I'm just super excited to be able to just put them onto a train. I think that's awesome. Now back to the drill train. So as of right now, I just have basically all of the drills that we're going to need. And this goes all the way up to over the highest point, which I think is 108. So we're at 113 right here. So this is more than enough to be able to clear out anything that we encounter. And then I'll be able to round things out by hand later on down the road. But now I've got to get the actual train controls and the storage in this thing. Now what I need to do is try to install 2 modular storages. I want to be able to have a storage that I could technically take off anytime I want, which means that we really only want this to be glued into like a central frame that's going to be right here. So the way I can just remove the glue from the center, and then this actually is detachable, same to the other side. So something like this should work, where we have our standard vaults that are laid out here on their side. And then I also have the feet down here, so that way I can pull it off. The way I glue this is how we're going to make this modular. So I essentially need the entirety of the vault to be glued together. And then I also want to make sure that it's glued to these counterparts. Then we need the entire train frame glued to itself. So this whole upper area is going to be its own separate glue entity. But then what we need to do to connect and disconnect is just simply click here to glue this. And then whenever we are wanting to disconnect, well, we just click this, and that should disconnect the connection, which is technically going to be holding this together. Another way we could also do this is just by having a frame or a bar that links this section right here. And then we need to glue that together and just remove that single section. Yeah, I think that works out pretty good. So I can just glue this right here. And then whenever I want to disconnect this, I just need to punch with the glue, and that disconnects these 2 sections, allowing us to just simply pick them up and take them off of the contraption. Now we can't have a functioning train without train controls. So we are going to need a train control on the front and back. And this is where I will actually sit. Now, depending on what I'm actually using, I do want contraption controls down here, and I need to place in a drill inside of the contraption controls. And this will allow me to turn on and off the drills, so that way we don't plow into this house and completely just tear it off the map. Something that's meant for just simply clearing out an area, not too bad looking, and I think this is going to work out quite well. So with everything glued together, including this section right here, which I have now glued in, we have these storage containers that allow me to take them off and put them back on, which will allow us to fill this with blocks that we will need for future stuff. But as of right now, it just simply needs to be in here to collect resources. Collect all the block drops so we don't dump them into the world. I don't even care if we void them afterwards. We just simply need to get all of this land cleared out. But now there's only one thing left for us to do. See if the entire thing assembles. In which it does. And I'm just going to name this Destructron for right now. I think that is a fitting name for it, given what it's going to be able to do. So by default, if I click this, it's going to turn it off. And you can see now the mechanical drills are on. And so this gives us the ability to keep it off. And then we can just go ahead and test this. I can carry this through. Notice the drills are just going through the ground. They're not really drilling anything, which is perfect. That allows me to get through that house without actually destroying it. But if I step this back a little bit, right about here, give or take, and I trigger this on, now whenever we move forward with the train, while we have control of it, it is going to start destroying blocks. How cool is that, right? So here's the idea. I go through and we basically trim out all of these blocks, which is going to be the ultimate goal. And then we come back to the station. I have 2 train controls allowing me to get back here quite quickly. And as soon as we're back, we can get off the train, go up top here, and whenever we disassemble the train, we now have access to all of our items, allowing us to pull any blocks and any resources, ores, or what have you out of here, which is going to be very, very handy. And so the first part of our journey is now going to begin, which is going to involve clearing the entire area out. all the land cleared, I now have to convert the train, and I've got to get some rollers placed on this bad boy. However, the rollers are going to have some very special mechanics that we're going to take advantage of in order to convert all of this land. After all of that clearing, 51,000 blocks of dirt. That is so many. And in the other vault, 34,000. That is a lot of blocks that were cleared throughout this entire area. Now, as far as all those resources, I think I know just the person to give them to. Yes. Now, because of the way that I set this up, I should be able to just pop this off. I do have to make sure to reconnect this, but pop this off, allowing me to individually pick these up. Oh, and it's all going to work here. Let's hope. Let's hope it works. All right, so we'll place that there, place the lever on, and then give myself a cart, and yes, the entire thing should be picked up, and I can take off the modular storage. So I think all of this stuff will be, yeah, better sent over to Kev, who will probably make some really good use of all of this dirt and also all of the cobblestone. And then for me to be able to unload all of its contents, all we've got to do is drop this in, and I'm just going to place a few of these chutes in, just like this, just to drain everything down in here. Just gonna leave some signs here. Yeah, I think you'll get the point. With all the storage contents sort of figured out, it is now time for me to start figuring out what blocks I want to use. And as of right now, I want to use dirt, coarse dirt, rooted dirt, and also packed mud to fill this entire area and sort of distribute them at different ratios. And if this vault can hold roughly 100,000 items, well, we're going to need about 25,000 distributed, which means 25,000 of each of those blocks are about to get ripped from their vaults. To do this successfully, I think somewhere over here, what we could do, like honestly, right here might work out just perfect. All I'm going to do is place a packager on this. So make sure that turns into a regular contraption, place a packager on it, and then link a frog up to this section, which should work just fine. And then we'll call this, I don't know, load dirt. Just we got to give it a name for right now. So that way I can change the address here to load dirt instead of dirty farm, and then that will make sure it sends anything we request directly to this frog. After clicking for what seemed like a billion times, this is now getting loaded with its last amount, and you can see we now have quite a few stacks in here. I'm going to go with 15,000 for now, even though 25 probably would have been the optimal amount. Now back to the train itself. It is now time to start tearing this entire thing down. When it comes to customizing the train, this is where the rollers are going to come into play. So I want to exchange all of the ground underneath, but we have a special mod in here that is going to make making this look good really easy. And with all of these rollers in, the way I'm going to do that is with the weighted shuffle from the Create Shuffle Filters mod. So inside of here, I should be able to define dirt. I should also be able to define coarse dirt, rooted dirt, and also packed mud. And we can start to change up the ratios. So between 1 and 100, it looks like. And so I can distribute this. I'm assuming that the higher the number, the more likely it is to place. And so if these were all set to 50-50, well, I guess it'd be 25-25 across them all, then it would be equal distribution. But I don't want it to be equal. I want there to be, I think, less packed mud overall. So possibly we'll have this down to like 10. The rooted dirt needs to be equivalent to everything else. And so we just need to bring this up, possibly more coarse dirt than anything else. And I just kind of got to wiggle this around until I get it to somewhere where I think it will look good. After playing with it for a little while, I think 30 for regular dirt, 35% maybe for the coarse dirt, and then the rooted dirt 25, and then we'll go with 10 for regular packed mud. I really want packed mud to be just sort of sprung about. I don't want there to be too much of it. Now, when I do place this filter in, it should populate into all of the adjacent rollers. And let's see, we have a couple of settings: clear blocks and pave, fill straight below, sloped fill below, replace tracks. I think I just want clear and pave. That is the main thing that I want. I just want to pave a layer directly on top of everything, which should fill everything in. And before we fully take off, let's actually swap this out so we can contraption control our rollers so we can turn them off if need be. And I think we are ready to turn this thing back into a train and just give it a little test. Okay, assembly failed. Removable block cart assembler. Oh, that makes total sense. We got to get rid of these down at the bottom. So yeah, even though it'd be really nice if these could just stay on the actual assembled train, we cannot have them a part of the thing. Rip. But now it should be ready to go. So we'll assemble now. Destructron ready to go. And let's give this a shot. So we'll turn our systems on. And now when we roll forward, it's placing blocks a layer above, which I don't think that's what I wanted. As odd as that is. No. That is not what I wanted. Interesting. So I'm just going to use deployers to place in the blocks. And on the weighted filter, which I do have set, it is going to consume it, but we should be able to duplicate these automatically by right-clicking to copy and pasting our settings in, and that should copy an exact replica of our filter. So this is how we're going to be able to do this. Paste it in, just simply paste in all of those settings, which makes it so much easier for setting this up, as this doesn't carry all of those filters across all of them. And I'm sure it's something to do with this being a monorail, why the train stuff isn't working. But I guess this is a good showcase to show that, well, the shuffle filter also works inside of deployers, which is just something that you can't do in regular Create. And this is fantastic that this is even possible. So now I'll reform the train. The Destructron is ready to go. And now it should break the block directly in front of it while also placing in the dirt. Oh, and it's just going to fill the entire thing. Let's get to filling. After that, this is now what I have. A giant open area ready for infrastructure. I've just got a couple of small things to get cleared up here and there. But you know what? In the meantime, I should really get Kev over here to see what he thinks of the area.
Dude! You've taken out like the whole world.
Just a little bit.
Wait a sec. This is like, holy. So the machine has done all of this?
Yeah.
Chosen, I thought I had the biggest, flattest base. And it was great.
Well, I seen you were building
have
a parking lot. Well, I seen you were building a parking lot, and I wanted to build a parking lot too.
I have no words for the fantastic delivery. The parking lot is sublime.
Yes,
exactly the kind of vibes we're looking for.
I even managed to save the little abandoned building.
Oh, yeah, you did. Mm-hmm. How? Did you just drive around it like when you cut your lawn?
You can turn things off.
Oh, it's a mod. Dude, I am so close to getting going with trains and stuff that like I'm sniffing it. And now I'm noticing, wait, you've done this with a train.
Yeah, the whole thing up here is a lot. Yeah.
He's one-upped me. Oh. I can't stay in this. This is infuriating. And here I was going to go about and start building like a little amusement park. You know what, Chosen? You're not invited.
What?
Well,
I wanted to show you. I wasn't going to show you this. I just wanted to show you the grate.
Oh, great.
This was supposed to be a surprise.
It's hard to miss it. It's...
You know, Rofo, he built his thing over here because he was like, oh, this land is so good for taking screenshots and everything. And then he's going to log back on. See this? He
Like, I
refused to
can't.
sell me the land. He refused to sell me the land. I have now stolen it and left his property. Yep.
Poor old fool.
Ready? Yeah, we annexed all the land for industrial use, and he just wouldn't sell his one little property. So next thing you know, we're gonna have a ton of solar panels laid around. We're gonna build an AI distribution center over here. We're gonna have another like massive computer hub over here that's powering the AI center. You know, just like real life.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. I
Big old diesel
suppose-
generator right here to make sure it can power all of this. But yeah.
Yeah. One massive diesel
Actually,
generator.
you know
I
what? The
see.
diesel generator needs to go right next to the house.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does.
Yeah, maybe they'll sell. Who knows?
But the fact that you even came up with this is just beyond me.
And so now I can just pick it up.
Just the idea that you can so easily just. So wait. So were those the actual tanks?
Yeah, these are what held all the dirt blocks. And then those also held all of those blocks that I dumped at your base. But I brought them over to your base and dumped them in the new lime vaults because I figured you'd appreciate some nice bright lime vaults.
Yeah, I was about to say, dude, I lime bolts? You know, really funny fact, actually. See, here's the thing. I was starting to build, well, I was announcing that I was starting to, okay, so I plan to start building an amusement park at some point that I'm looking to potentially build. Well, I am building it, but it's on its way, right? And then halfway through, I realized, wait a second, I don't even have most of the blocks that I need for this. And one of the things that I really need is to set up shop in the shopping district. So I decided to start building on something, probably better if I show you, actually.
Ooh, I'm down.
Chosen. Since last you were in my base, I've expanded.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
This
sort of
is
in the
pretty.
same business, you and I. Okay,
have
so
to
you
edit
said,
it
you
for
said train tracks, right? We spoke about train tracks.
uh-huh.
Here's the thing. I will be building trains. My plan is actually to have a train track leading from there all the way on to here. I'm building a red bullet train.
Ooh,
Yeah, but that's not
bullet
for today.
train?
That's for a different time.
a bullet train.
Yeah, a bread bullet train.
A
'cause if you've
bread.
seen a-
Okay,
like a
I
bread-
didn't hear the bread at first. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
is it
I mean, it's
bread related? Because that would
or
make
it'd be
sense.
or it'd be like a baguette tram. I haven't decided yet.
Baguette. Ooh.
So here's the thing. I started building a building for something that's related to that. But then I came to the conclusion, hey, I don't have a good color for the ceiling, for the roof, for the thing. So, of course, halfway through, I had to stop myself and build this workshop of colors.
Oh, this is nice. I need one of these.
So that's the thing.
Imagine if you
That was
forgot one.
supposed to be for the roof of this building that I was still working on at the time. And I decided to extend upon it. I've actually built myself a new iron farm in here.
Yeah.
I know
that's
it looks like a piece of garbage.
good. Did I just hear a bow? Oh, that's the chickens.
Yeah, don't worry about the chickens. We'll get to them.
Yep.
Well, you know why I'm making iron? First and
to
foremost,
build
it's a good
iron
building block and I'll be
golems.
using it. No, this chest
Oh.
right here. That's why.
That's iron ingots.
Yeah, that's why I'm making iron.
Well, I
No,
mean,
no, Chosen. So
Huh?
here's the thing. Have you noticed what part of my base we're in? Come here.
Hey, look!
We're
I
at
like
the
my
harbor.
platforms.
We are at the harbor of the base, meaning I am planning to put up a boat circuit. And Chosen, I don't know if you already know about this, but you probably already know about this. When you have boats in a game like this one, and you don't have
Yep.
boats, actually,
Uh huh.
there's a certain thing that I've been told.
Uh huh. Keep
Can
going.
you put down Dolph Lundgren, please? Oh, Dolph, in with you. Yeah, see, he's all happy now.
What's it doing?
Yay!
What
Look
is
at
it
he's
doing?
drinking.
I've never
Yeah.
seen that before.
Oh, look at that guy. He's super happy about being picked up.
What is happening right now? All right. Yeah,
So, like I
anyways.
said,
sorry.
I'm going to be building ships. We have a couple of ships in my plans, and I'm going to set up a ship route.
That's a lot of chickens.
It is. It's 3 individual block stacks, but this is what they're here for.
Oh yes.
They
that-
are making phantom train tracks.
That's a lot of fandom train tracks.
Well,
Oh my
I'll probably
goodness.
need it.
Oh yeah. No, you'll probably need. Yeah.
So
No.
my plan is I'm going to open up shop with these.
I bet people will love that. Specifically one person.
You're thinking of a certain sky pirate
Yeah,
captain
and I
potentially
think-
with a
and I-
certain floating.
Well, I think he's
sky
made them
thing.
all by hand. I don't think he's set up.
He
any-
made them by hand.
Yeah, he made them in
Dude.
his workshop, I think.
Dude, speaking of a block that I would really like to add to the game,
Mhm.
you know, when you make these machines, especially the iron farm, there is a residue that just spews out from that. Would be kind of nice to,
Flint?
build with it instead.
Yeah, Flint? Would be nice. Are you suggesting
It would be nice.
Are you suggesting a flint building block?
I'm suggesting a couple.
Oh, I'm
Yep.
down. I am so down. Yes.
Yeah. I'll get back to you about that, and we'll see to tinker some in. I mean, the viewers can't be excited about just builds; they need to be excited about everything else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't need to know. Not
Yeah,
yet.
exactly. The viewers don't need to know that we're adding flint blocks to the game, custom made and everything.
With also a custom flint cosmetic. Right?
Oh yeah, custom flint. What? Wait,
Huh?
What kind of flint cosmetic are we talking?
Yes. Oh no. The one seat. Yes.
So as I was saying,
Uh-huh.
what kind of hat were you looking for?
One that
Now we're in the-
one that spells payback. And
A hat that spells payback.
yeah, it just yeah, it just looks angry.
A hat that looks angry.
Yeah, that sounds good. Something that spells revenge and payback.
Spells revenge.
Okay, maybe that's too literal. Something that'll put the fear in my enemies into whoever my enemy is. I want to look like a mafia ringleader.
Why are you? Okay, so now we're talking
Oh, no.
hat.
I don't know. I wanted it to involve Flint, okay? Something Flint related.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'll
though.
fix it, dude. I'll fix it. Don't worry about it.
Because I might have a use for some Flint also.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What can I use now?
Yeah. To whoever stole my sign,
Oh,
they're gonna get flinted. Mm-hmm. See what I did
I
with
would-
my train? Imagine if I did that to their whole base.
I am. Good knowing that you're. Yeah, I'll fix those hats for you. Don't worry about it. That's what yeah.
All right, sounds good, Kev. Thank you.
Anxious is the first word of today's sentence.
Yeah.
Aye is the second.
I think today was an incredible journey, and we managed to clear a massive amount of land, and I now have the task of clearing up all of these monorails, because I plan on using regular train tracks, I believe, for the areas down here. But hey, a gift. I have no idea what this is about, though, but there is a lodestone compass pointing in this direction. It's so cool it works in here. But there is a compass pointing that way? Well, I think this is going to be another problem for another day, because I've got all of this to get cleaned up. I've got to break down the entire monorail system in between episodes. But I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode, and if you did, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. And now, without further ado, it's time for me to say thanks to the amazing supporter that made today's episode possible. And that amazing thanks is going to go out to Korov17. Thank you so much for your amazing support and choosing to support me over on the Discord by becoming a Discord premium member and supporting my content in one of the best ways possible. And guys, I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching.